Hello, this is Everett Pierce, and this is part 2 of my introductory of teaching how to set up the baseline in the more correct way using the date. So, not to misunderstand or mislead anyone, the date is not specific to any particular lottery. Now, you can use the date to get numbers. Now, a lot of people, when they play lottery, they do a quick picks where the computer can pick it for you, or you pick your own numbers. So you can pick out numbers. So the date alone by itself is not specific enough for a particular lottery. And there's a lot of lotteries going on each and every day, whether it be local lotteries or national lotteries. So that's why the date itself is not specific enough. So it's kind of like your car. Okay, if I go out, I don't know, just say Ferraris. There might be 1 million Ferraris out there. They all look the same. Maybe the same colors, but each one have a VIN number. It makes it very specific to that car, and then you are registered to that car, to that VIN number. So that's why the date is not specific enough. But on the token of starting out, and you don't have a whole lot of money to get, you can do it this way. And you got to at least, you have to learn the right way. Now, a couple years ago, I posted a video on my YouTube, which is Energy321COM, which is Everett Pierce. And I posted 2-3 years ago using May 9th, 2009. Now, as I show you, if you watch both videos, you'll notice there's quite a difference in here. Now, what I'm going to teach you, there's 2 versions of this pyramid. Okay, there's one way it's designed is going to teach you how to understand numbers. The other way is set up more for yielding results. So there's a difference. Now, I can't teach you how to set that baseline up, but I can teach you, and what I'm offering, to show you how to set up the date the way I would set it up. Not in just a random way, but I will break it down as to why, everything that I put into its place. I own mathematics. I own this pyramid of numbers. So I'm literally the only person who can explain this system to you the proper way. Now, there's a lot of people stealing my ideas and stuff like that and claiming it as their own and proclaiming to be a master numerologist and all that crap. Just know that if you see anything similar to this, at some point it came from me. It came from me. Because I can only explain. Okay, so in this system, now you can say, hey, Everett, I want the baseline that yields results. Okay, I can't teach you how to set that baseline up. What you're going to have to do is you would pay me $100. You would say you want to know your birthday. Okay, and you pay me $100. And I will give you the baseline. So I can't teach you that baseline. But what I can teach you is teach you the baseline that is set up in so many different ways to teach you how to understand numbers. So that is what I'm teaching here. So if you want to make that leap of faith, make that investment, you make $100 payment, make it to paypal.me/my name, which is Everett Pierce. Make your $100 payment. Be sure to text me and we'll get started in sending you links to this video. So like I said, this is not something I just randomly slop together because I'm trying to make some money or anything like that. No. Everything has a rhyme and reason and placement for everything. So, now if you want the, like I said, the baseline that yields more results, I can't teach you that baseline, but you can purchase that baseline from me. Outside of that, what you will learn for your $100, you're going to learn the proper way to set up your baseline using the date. So it's not specific to any lottery, but it's still very powerful. So whether you're using it to get numbers for the lottery, or you're doing it just to strengthen up, it's like a muscle. When you exercise a muscle, it's going to get stronger. So just simply doing this up is you're strengthening your brain. Each and every time you do any equation using numbers, you're strengthening the brain. It's like exercising the brain. Or you can wake up and do this equation. You can say, okay, God, I did the numbers here. Talk to me today. The top number is 266. Can you somewhere today show me something of a 266? And you might go outside your house and you look up and you see groups of birds. There's a group here in 6, and a group over here in 6, and then 2 blue birds over here. Okay, so we talk to God in English, in our language, but not many people learn numbers to talk to God in numbers. The 221 factor, which is God numbers. Okay, so in this part 2, which will be short, but just want to make that perfectly clear, what I'm teaching is teaching you a way to do your baseline using the date that's you'll thank me later. Okay, because like anything out there, whether college or school, you need books to teach you. Well, here's your book, and you got your date. So you'll have to do it, depending on how, if you have enough time, you put up your date and start doing up the numbers. If nothing, you want to strengthen your brain. Or maybe you want to use it to communicate back and forth to God in terms of numbers. So there are many benefits. One thing I noticed too is like when I do up numbers, I seem to have a better day. But when I don't do up numbers, it seems like I really have a crappy day. So, but these are the things that you'll notice, that the more you get involved in doing up numbers, you don't have to spend a whole lot of time, day in, day out, hour after hour. Once you set up your baseline and do this, okay, and then there's key areas, and you'll learn that in my video that I will put together, and we'll have it uploaded, and we'll put it in series. We'll take it in sections, and you'll know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I didn't just randomly slap this together. In terms of science and logic, it all makes sense to you. It'll be the best $100 you will ever spend, because I'm literally the only person who can teach you this the proper way. But this is the proper way of setting up your baseline that will teach you. It's like a college book. Each day that you do up, there'll be all set of different numbers. So you pay, if you want to talk to God, or maybe you just want to do it to strengthen, exercise the brain, or you do it up, and when you do up these numbers, you're actually talking to the body. The body tells you when you're sick. It tells you when you're hurt. So when you do up these numbers, you're also talking to the body. So, it's like, a Chinese guy. You can talk to a Chinese guy in English, but if he doesn't know English, Yeah, at some point you're going to have to learn Mandarin to talk to him. So there, with this system right here, is like it's teaching you how to build your book. And it's going to teach you. So in this part 2, like I said, if you want the baseline that is set up to yield results, I can't teach you that, but you can purchase that baseline from me. So like, say for example, you do this and you say, wow, this is some smoking hot stuff. I want to do my date or maybe my wedding. And you're going to keep those numbers. They're not, you purchase the numbers from me, the baseline that yields results. Okay, at $100 a baseline. And the thing is, you're going to keep it is because you're going to be able to, you'll have to watch this. You'll have to watch the video to know. And I'm going to really explain it to you. And I can't take it more than this because, like I said, I'm finding a lot of people wanting to steal my ideas and they don't want to pull out their checkbook. So, I'm not going to fight that. I just know that I'm going to give you a little something right here, but you're going to have to pay me $100 to understand how I would set up my baseline and pyramid that is going to teach me, because I did this for the longest time, like my teaching book. And then when I wanted to yield results, I set it up in a different way. And if I want it to a particular lottery, then I set it up in a different way. So the setup, as in terms of mathematics, it's how you set it up and how you execute it. And we're just, if you can add 1 plus 1 in this series of my pyramid of numbers, like over here. Okay, 3 plus 2 is 5. And then we go another direction. 5 plus 6 is 11, so we put the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. So it's simple addition. Simple addition. So it's not like we're getting into quantum mathematics. It just, like I said, is Einstein. If you don't know something in its simplest form, you don't know it enough. Obviously, if you don't know something in its complex form, you don't know enough. But you need to know both simplest and difficult forms of this. So just to make it perfectly clear, is in this $100, I'm going to show you how to set up your baseline. That each and every time you do it, it's going to exercise your brain. It's going to allow you to open up some communications to communicate to God. So there's many things. It can promote health. So, and that in each and every day you can set up basic. But if you want to take it beyond just wooden ABC blocks, then you're going to have to pay me to provide you a baseline, which I cannot teach you. I can give you a baseline, but I cannot teach you it because it's very complex for starters. And many people are not even close. They're barely at the stage of understanding this in its simplest form. So, and there's a reason why. It's because a lot of people like to steal ideas, with China stealing our ideas or electronic stuff. So, there's only so much that I can teach you. So, I can teach you how to set up the proper date baseline for the date, which is May 9th. And this thing you do it on, and once you make that first initial $100, it'll be the best $100 you'll invest. But if you want to take it beyond that, then you'll have to go into the other one that all pyramids are going to teach you. But one is more directed towards yielding you results. Another one is more set up to understand numbers, understand personality, All energy has a personality, whether it be a lottery system or a person or a place. Everything has I call a personality. So we'll end it right here on this, but just want to make very clear as to what's going on. There's two forms. Well, the minimum two forms. I'm going to only teach you one of them. The other form, you're going to have to pay me to provide you the baseline. And with that, we'll end it right there. This is Everett Pierce. You can go to my Twitter, and that is twitter.com/energy321, or you can go on my PayPal or my Facebook, and that's Einstein314, Everett Pierce. Or my YouTube account is Energy321COM. So I have a lot of videos on many different topics, but this will probably be our last posting of videos. So this is your opportunity to spend the best $100 you'll ever spend, because I am literally the only person who can teach it the right way. And when you see my video, you'll know I am the author of this. I'm not someone who learned this from a book. Author means it originated from me. So with that, end it right there, and I hope to see you. Definitely text me. Let me know you made your payment, and we'll get the links to you so you can get started on learning the breakdown of how to set this up. Because that way, when you set it up and somebody says, well, what are you doing there? And you can explain this to other people, what you're doing. And they'll say, oh, wow, I didn't think about it like that. So this is not just clumped together to make it look sophisticated, like I know something. So I'm going to break it down, and you're going to know without a doubt, this man knows something. And not only does it, and in my previous life is Einstein. Now, a lot of people don't believe in reincarnation. That's fine too. But if you do believe in reincarnation, and I tell you I'm Einstein, I am who I say I am. So you know, with what you know of Einstein in my previous life, I was a badass when it comes to mathematics and understanding energy. So the more you learn from me, you'll know you'll be backed in the corner as to how could he not be Einstein? The way he thinks, the way he does, the way he sets things up. That only comes from an author of mathematics.